Hi world! Beach City Live is back again on day 3 from our Chiang Mai Digital Nomad tour. We are again back at the co-working space Punspace, and I have with me today Brittnee Bond.
Hello.
Thank you. Thank you for coming out to talk to us.
Thank you for having me here. I'm really excited, and I loved learning about you guys and all the amazing new things you're doing in Asia. It's really cool.
Thank you. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. So you do quite a few things here in Chiang Mai. I've seen you around. I've seen you being busy. Um, and one of the things you do is a business called Bondworks, right?
Yes, I started my own company, and it does business consulting for corporations that want to make their spaces more like co-working spaces. It's basically taking all the good stuff from co-working spaces into your office on a physical space change element, but also culture change and efficiency. So we help teams go remote, we help do work retreats, and we also just build up morale within the offices so they keep their best talent, because most of us are leaving because we don't want to work in that environment anymore.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that seems to be the way it's going. Especially, I mean, the people we've been talking to over the last few days. That's certainly true. But you do both. You both work with businesses in sort of physical, geographically grounded places and remote teams.
Correct, and a lot of times it kind of blends together where I work with a physical team that wants to go remote,
Right.
and I can do that. I can help them over, remote consulting, or I'll physically travel there and do it with them because I have that freedom to go wherever I want.
Right. So what's the sort of most common challenges for teams that want to become remote and then do it at that first transition period? I have some experience with that personally myself because I've been through that transition over the last 7-8 months. But it'd be great to hear sort of what are the sort of most basic challenges to overcome in a process like that?
Yeah, I would say that my background is actually in the legal field. So I worked in corporate law for 6 years, and every law firm I worked at, I would help them go paperless. And I would say the hardest part is not having the systems lined up for it. So everyone wants to work remotely, but maybe we don't have this Slack channel set up, or maybe we don't have it so that we are paperless so that we can work remotely. But then the first thing I would say whenever I would do any consulting is you have to make sure whoever is at the top is emotionally on board with going remotely.
Right.
Because maybe someone suggested it over here, but if the persons who are deciding, if they're not on board and they're excited about it, it's not going to happen.
Right.
They're going to be fighting it every step of the way. And then at the end of the day, it's not going to work. And then who's going to get blamed for it? The person that suggested it.
Right. And who does suggest it? Where does the push usually come from, the initiative in the organizations?
I think initially it's been HR seeing things happening, but they're a small voice. I would say a majority of it is millennials taking over a lot of the middle management positions and suggesting it, and that's going to start going higher and higher as the time frame happens where they are older. And so you're starting to see a louder voice, just a general populace of people that are saying we want this, not as a perk, we want it as a right. We want a natural right to have working remotely and wherever we can, especially with the technology that we have today. It's so easy to do.
It is, right? So if I'm out there, I'm working in an office, I've got a 9 to 5, I've got the commute, and I know the tools are there, I know the type of work is suitable. And I want to talk to my boss about, how can I make this happen? Do you have any tips for how to go about that to increase the chances of it actually coming through?
I would just be as direct as possible. I mean, if you are confident in your work ethic, I think that there are so many jobs that are offering that if your job is not offering it, there will be someone else that is. So I think a lot of times we don't speak up because we're worried about job retention ourselves.
Right.
But what we're not realizing is I talk to employers all the time, and they're worried about their employees leaving. And so it's actually a shift in the mindset of you don't have to worry about your job. You have to worry about your employer losing everyone, or at least their top talent. Because that's really what they're worried about is the millennial top talent, the upcoming highest of their class. And those people, they're starting to have more of a voice, and they're starting to realize they have more of a voice.
Right.
So my own suggestion is just keep speaking up, because there's more people that do it, the more everyone has to listen.
And I guess it helps to be or to become an employee that your employer is afraid to lose, right?
Of course. I mean, you have to be doing a really good job and pushing everything. Whatever jobs I had when I was in corporate, I was always pushing it to the next level of like, how can I help? Reaching out, taking on projects that I didn't necessarily have to.
Right.
And because I took that initiative, they were open to listening to my crazy idea of wanting to work in Central America for them. They literally would bring the laptop into the firm meetings and have me Skype into the meetings. So.
That's actually my experience also, exactly that. When I decided I wanted to give it a try to work remotely, I got more motivated really than ever before because I knew I had to do a good job in being able to have them okay that. So. Okay, so in addition to, or maybe it's within the Bond Works that you do, I know you've been doing mastermind groups. Can you, what is that?
So I do a weekly mastermind group here in Chiang Mai, and it's because I know how it felt like when I started as an entrepreneur, being in my silo. And a lot of people that show up in Chiang Mai, they have a little bit of savings, they have an idea, or maybe they've launched their business, but they don't really know what to do next.
Right.
And so every week I get together about 15 to 30 people, and we do a business mastermind, which means people share on what their business is, what's working, and what's not working. So they get 4 minutes of a pitch and then 5 minutes of feedback from the group. And people have started businesses out of these masterminds. And it's just a really nice way to tap into the community of people that are doing real things instead of just talking.
And this is free to attend?
I think I charge $5 just to make sure people show up.
Okay, $5. Okay.
I mean, it's not.
Right.
I think that there is a big need for curated events in Chiang Mai, and that's for me, it's valuing my time, but also I just love giving back to the community. That's why I do it.
Right. Yeah, we've been to we went to a meetup yesterday, and I think this is yet another example of the many things that are going on in Chiang Mai that makes it easier for people who want to start up a business or start up their own little thing to make money online to actually have resources and support and knowledge to make that happen. That's my impression, that there's so much going on here.
There's so much going on.
Right.
Come to Chiang Mai. There's so much going on.
So you made the transition from working as a lawyer in a corporation, and now you're running your own business, which is, so you're location independent and more financially independent of someone else right now. So how does that translate into sort of your lifestyle? How do you take advantage of that freedom?
At the beginning of the year, I write down all the countries I want to visit that year, and then I kind of juggle between business clients that I want to work with and also countries I want to see.
Right.
Which is I have a really nice life with the fact that I'm like, do I want to go to Brazil or do I want to go to Europe right now? Oh, I don't know. I need to juggle between which clients I care about more. So I'm working on things I really care about with people I feel like I can learn from, and I'm doing it in exotic countries that I've never been to before. So.
All right, great. Well, thank you. That was really good. So if people want to learn more about what you do and some of the stuff you're talking about, there are some resources on your webpage.
Of course.
We're going to add your Facebook page to the description here, but you also have a web page out there.
Correct, yes.
Which is
bondworks.co. So please come, and I do free consultations if anyone wants to check it out. I just love talking to people, so I love hearing people's stories.
We do too.
Yeah, yes, of course.
Yeah, great. All right, cool. Well,
Cool.
are you going to go to the summit on the Nomad Summit on Saturday?
I am not going to the summit.
No, everyone can't be there.
Yeah. There's so many things going on in Chiang Mai that it's like you have to pick and choose what your priorities are, for sure.
All right, thank you very much. So that was Brittnee Bond from Bondworks. We will be doing more interviews today and a lot more interviews tomorrow at the Nomad Summit, talking to a lot more people who are in the transition or trying to do their own thing. So follow us on facebook.com/Beach City Life and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just go on Google and YouTube and find Beach City Media there. Thank you.